Hello everyone, so today we start with our solutions for class 8 annual exam paper. So straight up let us take up question number 1. So in question number 1 what you had to do was you had to find the cube root of 25 into 64 into 8. This was actually a typo, so it should have been 125. So we know that all 125, 64 and 8, they are perfect cubes. So 125 is a cube of 5, 64 is a cube of 4 and 8 is a cube of 2. So when you take out the cube roots of all these three, so you get 5 and 4 and 2 and you multiply them and you get the answer as 40. So that should be your answer. So the cube root of this is, but still if you somehow missed on that and you wanted to do it with 25, not with 125 but with 25, then what you could have written was this would still have remained the same, 64 into 8 into 25. Now this again, the cube root of 64 is 4, cube root of 8 is 2, and this 25 you could have let it be as cube root of 25. So your answer should have been 4 into 2, that makes it 8, 8 into cube root of 25. This way also you could have written in, and that would have also have been correct. Okay, so let us move on to the next question, which is if 30 increases by 42%, what will be the new number? Now what you need to remember over here is 30 is increasing by something. Now what is this something? This something is 42% of 30. So how do you find out what is 42% of 30? So you say 42% of 30 is 63 by 5, which makes it 12.6. So this is the value of x. So 42%, you remember I said when you write percent, it is like 42 on 100 is 42% of 30. So 42 by 100 on 30 gives you this number, and your answer, your actual answer should have been 30 plus 12.6, that is equal to 42.6. This should have been your answer. Now let us move on to find the subsets over here. Let me scroll it a bit, just a minute, so that it can be, I'm trying to scroll it, okay, right. So let us get on to the third question, which is, I'll keep on moving this these questions slightly to the right so that we are able to get all the solutions. Okay, so now let us look at question number 3. Find the subsets of A. Now you know question number 3. Question number 3 says, let us first write what is a set. Now remember, whenever you write a set, you always write the elements inside a curly bracket. That is how a set is represented, except null set, which you can write simply with the phi symbol. All the other sets, they are represented by curly brackets and the elements lying in between. So we know the formula to finding out the subsets is equal to n to the power of 2. So here n stands for the number of elements that are there inside. So here the number of elements is 2. So this means there will be a total of 4 subsets, right? Now let us look at what these 4 subsets are going to be. First and foremost, each element will constitute a subset. Now remember, we are not talking about proper subsets over here. So this also constitutes a subset. Remember, in the properties of sets, each set is a subset of its own. And for the last one, you have a null set or an empty set. Now empty set, remember, is a subset of every set. So either you can write it this way or you can give it the phi symbol. But what I saw that many of you wrote it in this way. Now this is not a representative of a null set, because null set simply means that there is no element inside it, and here you are showing one element inside this. So that is why this cannot be a representative of a null set. So if you are talking about a null set, what you need to do is either you write it this way with no element inside the curly brackets, or you express it with a phi symbol. That is how you express an empty set. Okay, so these are the, and you remember that there should be 4 subsets. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 subsets are here. So that completes our question number 3. Now let us look for question number 4. So if we look at question number 4, we have factorize, you are asked to factorize 12abc minus 6 a square b square c square plus 3 a cube, b cube, c cube. So you have to factorize this. So if you look at it, it is the simplest of all factorizations where you find the common factor. So over here you can see that it is 12 and 6 and 3. So first we find the common factor for the numerals. So 12, 6 and 3, we have to find their HCF. Their HCF is 3. So we write this 3 outside. 3 is one common bracket that we will take. So if you want me to show you how to find the HCF, this is how you find HCF. Now these 3 do not have any common factor except one over here. So 3 will be the HCF over here. So 3. Same goes with the variables. Now all of them have A, B and C and nothing else. So A, B and C, we will take those as common. Now what about their powers? So the lowest powers we take. So here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3 for all of them. So lowest power for A is 1, for B is also 1 and for C is also 1. So we simply take this outside the bracket. And what are we left with now? 4 over here, because 3abc into 4 will make it 12abc. Now minus, we are not changing the sign. Factorization, we are not changing the signs. So 3 and we have to make it to 6. So we will bring up a 2. Here there is only one A and there are 2 A's over here. So there's an extra one, there's an extra A, there's an extra B and there is an extra C, right? Now 3 is already here, so we don't have, the factor would be 1, but we do not write 1 as such. So here there is 1 A and there are 3 A's over here. So extra 2, B extra 2 and C extra 2. So this is what will give you the factorization. That's all you needed to do. Yes, I have put in square brackets. You can also use common brackets to explain it. Now let us move on to the next question, which is if A plus B equals to 6 and A square plus B square equals to 20, find AB. This is what you are supposed to find. Let us move it a little bit more to the side and we can get this question over here. Okay, so this is the question that you are taking, right? Yes. So you're taking up this question. If A plus B. Now you need to remember over here as to which formula you're supposed to use over here. So here the formula should be, if you know your identities well, you should know, this is question number 5. A plus B whole square equals to A square plus B square plus 2AB. This is the identity which you are supposed to use over here. Now here in place, now we substitute the values. A plus B, we write 6 over here. A square plus B square, we already know the value to this and we write 2AB over here. Now let us take the numbers to one side and the variables to this other side. So 2AB will be equal to 6 squares is 36, and remember This 20 is moving to the side of 36. So the sign will change. So what does this imply? This implies 2AB is equal to 16, and that goes to show, that goes to show that AB equals to 16 by 2, that makes it 8. So this should be your answer. Let us move on to the next part, right? This part, the second part, and let us get on to the first question over. Find the least number by which 6, 5, 8, 5, 6 should be divided to make it a perfect cube. That means that it is not a perfect cube. There are some additional factors over here. So what we do first is we factorize it and we find the prime factors of 6, 5, 8, 5, 6. So 6, 5, 8, 5, 6, when you find the prime factors, you find that you get 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 7 into 7 into 7. So these are the prime factors that we get. Now remember, we are looking for cube, a perfect cube. So we are grouping them in threes. So we see that this is grouped, this is grouped, this is grouped. What is extra is this 3. So this means that it needs to be divided by 3 to make it a perfect cube. Okay, that is all you needed to do with this question. It was as simple as this. Okay, now let us move on to the next question. Let us move ahead further. Okay, now let us take up this question. James and Deepak can together paint a house in 15 days. James alone can paint in 18 days. So let us take up this question. Okay, so let us look at the work rate. Work rate of James plus Deepak is equal to 1 by 15, right? Together they can finish the work in 15 days. Now work rate of James is 1 by 18. That means James is doing this part of work, 1 by 18 part of work. So how much is Deepak doing? So work rate of Deepak is equal to, when you subtract it, you subtract the work rate of James from the total work rate and you will get work rate of Deepak, which comes to 1 by 90. That means in one day Deepak will finish 1 by 90 work. So the full work will be done in 1 divided by 1 by 90 days. That one work, total work is there, one whole work is considered as 1, and you divide it by 1 by 90 and that gives you 90 days. So Deepak will take 90 days to paint the house if he is working all alone. Now let us move on to the next question. Find the value of third question. Find the value of, let me write the question over here, 8 to the power of minus 2 by 3 plus minus 32 to the power of 3 by 5 minus 49 by 4 to the power of 1 by 2. Now if you remember the laws of exponents, you will first need to convert these into exponential forms as well. So which ones? 8, minus 32, 49 by 4 first. Let us convert them into exponential form with prime factors as their base. So this 8 gets converted as 2 to the power 3. And this entire thing still carries the power minus 2 by 3 plus. Now minus 32 gets converted as minus 2 to the power of 5 and sorry, let me just minus 2, okay, I'll have to take this minus 2 to the power of 5 and then this whole thing is to the power of 3 by 5. Now remember, this minus is inside the bracket because this whole thing minus 32, this entire thing I have converted into the exponential form. This 5 is an odd power, that's why this minus sign remains the same. Now this 49 by 4 can be written as 7 by 2 to the power of 2, right? And then for the entire thing we have the power of 1 by 2. Now if you get this part done, then more than half your work is already completed. All you need to do is remember the product law, where you see that this the powers, the exponents that are there, and when they are separated only by a bracket, as it is seen in all these cases, you simply multiply the powers. So what do? You multiply, you take 2 into 3 into minus 2 by 3, that would be the power of 2, plus minus 2, 5 into 3 by 5, minus 7 by 2 into 2 into 1 by 2. So this is what the next step would look like, right? I have intentionally given enough space between them so that you can see the operations carefully. Now this 3 and this 3 gets cancelled, and what are you left with? 2 to the power minus 2 plus this 5 and this 5 gets cancelled, so you are left with minus 2 to the power of 3 minus this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled, so you are left with minus 7 by 2. Now let us convert this into proper numbers. So 2 to the power of minus 2 is 1 by 2 to the power of 2, right? So instead of this we can write, because we are using the numbers, so we will write this as I just showed it to you for this, so we will use it as 1 by 4, right? Plus minus 2 to the power of 3 is what? Minus 8 minus 7 by 2, right? Now we do the calculation ahead, and the calculation is like, the LCM will be 4, this is 1, this needs to be converted to 4, right? So this is multiplied by 4 and this is also multiplied by 4, so you get minus 32. This needs to be converted to 4, so it will be multiplied by 2, and the numerator will also be multiplied by 2. So you get minus 14 over here. So as a result you get minus 45 by 4. This should be your answer for question number 3 given over here. Okay, so let us move it to this side and we continue to solve our next question. Alright, so the next question says, again it is related to the identities. So what it says over here is 3m plus 1 by 3m equals to 6, and you are asked to find out 27m cube plus 1 by 27m cube. What will be the value of 27m cube plus 1 by 27m cube? Now first and foremost we need to know the identity over here. So over here you see there are cubes over here, right? So we need to find out the identity. A plus b whole cube is equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. This is the identity. So here what is a? A is equal to 3m and B is equal to 1 by 3m. This is the substitution that we are going to make, right? So we already know that A plus B, the value of A plus B is given as, or 3m plus 1 by 3m is given as 6. So we write it over here as 6 cube. Let me shift it a little bit to the left side so that I get more space. Okay, so 6 cube. Over here, A cube plus B cube will be what? 27m cube plus 1 by 27m cube. Why? Because you remember A cube will be 3m. So 3m whole cube will be 27m cube and B is 1 by 3m. So this will become 1 by 27m cube. Now plus 3 into A into B. Now A into B over here is 3m into 1 by 3m. A into B. So this 3m gets cancelled and you are left with 1. So we do not write 1 as, so 3 into 1 remains as 1. And in the brackets what we have is A plus B. We already know the value of A plus B is 6. So we put it over here. Now 6 cube is what? 216. 216 is equal to 27m cube plus 1 by 27m cube plus 18, right? 6 3 is 18. So we have to find the value of this part, right? This part, the value we need to find. So what we will do is we will shift the numbers to the other side. So when we are shifting the numbers to the other side, what we get is 27m cube plus 1 by 27m cube is equal to 216 minus 18. So that makes it, that gives you the answer as 198. So that should be the solution to this question. So this is how you should be solving it. Okay, let us move further over here on to the next question. At what rate of interest will a sum of money amount to 7/4 of itself in 8 years and 4 months? So now this is a simple interest question. So what you are supposed to find out over here is the rate, right? The time is given as 8 years and 4 months. So that makes it 8 and 1/3 year, or you can write it as 25 by 3 years. The time is 25 by 3 years. Now principal is not given over here. It simply says that the amount will be 7/4 of the principal. So let us say if principal is rupees 100, you can also use it in the X method. The amount becomes 7 by 4 of 100. So that is rupees 175, right? So this gives us the interest as rupees 75. So you have the principal, you have the interest. So what it basically means is the interest is 3/4 of the principal. So if principal is X, interest will be 3 by 4x. Okay, so this is how we come up with this figure. Now let us solve it. If you know the formula, R is equal to I into 100 by P into T. So I into 100, this implies it will become I is 75 into 100 by principal is 100 and time is, remember, 25 by 3 years. So you write the 25 over here because this is a complex fraction. So this becomes 25 by 3. So this 3 moves in the numerator. So what you have over here is, when you calculate it, you get the interest as 9%. So this should be your answer when you are calculating this question. Let us move on. All these questions are done over here. So let us move on to the next set of questions that are there. Let us move a little bit down. Let us move back to where our questions were. Sorry. Okay, so I get it over here. Let me put it back. And now let us work with these questions. Okay. So the next question that is coming up is, a fruit seller sells 8 bananas for ₹6, gaining 25%. All right. So we are taking up this question, which is question number 6. So SP for 8 bananas is equal to ₹6. So let us first find out SP for 1 banana, right? SP for 1 banana will be equal to 6 by 8. That makes it how much? 6 by 8 is how much? 6 bananas, right? 8 bananas for ₹6. SP for 1 banana will be rupees 60. 3 by 4, 6. SP for 1 banana, 8 bananas is ₹6, gaining 25%. Okay, fine. So SP is rupees 0.75, right? 3 by 4 is. Now gain is equal to 25%, right? So let us find out the cost price. You remember the formula for cost price? When you know the gain or loss percent and the SP, it is 100 by 100 plus gain percent into SP. So this becomes 100 by 125 into 0.75, right? So we take that up. This is 3, this is 5. So 30 by 5, that makes it 0.75 it was, no? So it will be 30.3 by 5. 3 by 5. So it is like 10 into 0.3. 10 into 0.3 makes it, just a minute, 10 into 0.3. 10 into 0.3 makes it 3 by 5. That is equal to 0.60 rupees. Right. Now it asks, how many bananas did he buy for ₹6? So we will take up the unitary method over here. Cost, cost for, let us not put up the cost over here. Let us put up 0.6 rupees by 1 banana, right? So 6 rupees will buy how many bananas? 1 by 0.6 into 6. So we remove the decimal, add a 0, and that gives you 10 bananas. So this should be your answer for this question. Now let us move on to the next one, which is again related to unitary method. Now let us take up this question. It says, question number 7. A fort has provisions for 300 men for 90 days, right? So increase the size a bit so that distracted by other questions. I will take up only this one. So a fort has provisions for 300 men for 90 days. After 20 days, 50 men left the fort. Now initially, you see, there were 300 men and the provision was for 90 days, right? Now with the same 300 men, and after 20 days, in these 20 days there is still food left for 300 people. So when you start counting at 70 days, which is after 20 days, when 20 days have already passed by, so you find that the food is still there for 300 people. So if 300 people are there, then the food will last for 70 days. But what happens is that the number of people, it gets reduced to 250 because 50 men leave, right? So 50 men are leaving, then the number of men becomes, this is men and this is food, right? So the number of men becomes 250, and we have to find out as to now with 250 men how long is the food going to last. So the error that you did was you did not consider this to be 300, you considered it to be 250. So that is where the error began. So you simply started to find out 250 days for, you forgot to remember that for 70 days initially the food was available for 300 people. So the first factor we have to take is 300. Now if we are looking in the arrow method, you know that the arrow should always point towards the unknown number. And now we are looking to point the next arrow, the other arrow, and we have to see whether it is going in direct direction or in the inverse direction, reverse direction. So in the same direction or reverse direction. So you see, it is about men and food. So if men are increasing, then the food will last for less days. If men are decreasing, the food will last for more days, which means that if one quantity is decreasing, the other quantity is increasing. So this is an inverse variation, right? So with inverse variation, we point the arrows in opposite direction. And as you know, the arrowheads always go in the numerator. So you have x by 70 equals to 300 by 250. So now all that is left is for you to do the cross multiplication, and you get the value of x as x equals to 300 into 70 by 250. So we take off this and 25, how many times is it? 12 times is 300. So the total answer would be 84 days. This is what your answer should come up to. So if there are 250 people, then the food is going to last for 84 days. Now let us solve this one over here. Let us take up this question. Question number 8. The equation is written as 4 by x minus 2 equals to 9 by x plus 6. All that you need to do is simply cross multiply. So you have 4 into x plus 6 equals to 9 into x minus 2. So this would move ahead and you will get as 4x plus 24 equals to 9x minus 18. Now you take the x to one side and the numbers to other side. So this will come up to 4x minus 9x. Remember, this 9x is moving to the other side, so its sign will change, right? It becomes minus 18. 18 remains on this side, so its sign will remain the same. 24 is moving to this side, so the sign of 24 will also change. So So what we have over here is minus 5x equals to minus 18x plus minus 24 is what? Minus 42, right? So minus 18 plus minus 24 gives you minus 42. Both of them, they have minus sign over here. X equals to 42 by 5, right? So the answer that you will get over here is 42 by 5. That is the solution which you will be coming up with. So you have, I did something, some error or something. Oh, sorry. Minus 18 plus 4x plus x plus 8. X minus 2, 4x by x plus 6. So this will be 10 by 42 over here. So the answer will be here 42 divided by 5. That is, if you are putting it into 8, 2 by 5, you can get it at that. Okay, now I think the question over here, if I'm looking in someone's paper, I'm seeing that I have, for reference, I have kept answer sheets over here, some of your answer sheets. So let me just confirm with this over here if they are getting the same answer or not. I'm just checking. Just give me a minute. Oh, okay. It seems that this was actually 6x plus 8. Okay. So I have this paper which was the initial the corrections were not done in this paper. So okay, so this is actually x plus 8. Fine. So if this becomes x plus 8, let us make this as x plus 8. So this becomes let me erase this part. So this will remain the same. So if this is x plus 8, this becomes 32. So this becomes minus 18 minus 32. This becomes minus 50, and you are done with x equals to 10. So this should be your answer. I'm sorry, I had the question paper in which the corrections have not been made. So that is why there is an error over here. Okay, now let us move on to the next question, which is question number 9. So if the circumference of the circle is 132 centimeters, find its radius and area. All you need to do is you need to apply the formula, which is 2 pi r is equal to 132. So you find the r over here. So this means if you are asked to find the r, it will be 132 divided by 2 pi, because it is multiplied over here with r. So when it moves to this side, it becomes divided. So 2 pi is what? 2 pi is equal to 44 by 7, right? So you get the formula, and when you substitute the values, you get 32 divided by 44 by 7. So it becomes divided by 44. And as I said again, as in mixed fractions, as in complex fractions, the denominator, if you write it this way, then it would have been like 132 by 44 by 7, right? So if you have these type of complex fractions, so this last part moves to the numerator. This is how it is done. Remember, we did it in another sum as well. So this moves to the top. Okay, so that is why we are writing it this way. We are putting the 44 in the denominator and 7 in the numerator. Now 44 3 times is 132. So that gives you the radius as 21 centimeters. Now remember, the formula for area is pi r square. So for pi r square, you write 22 by 7 into 21 into 21. And as soon as you write this, you get the answer for your area. So this is how you calculate the area. So 7 3s 21, and when you calculate it and when you multiply it, the answer that you get it 1386 square centimeters. Now remember, this is very important. The units are very important because it is an area. It will be in the form of a square. Okay. Now let us move ahead with the next question. Calculate the compound interest on 18,000 rupees for 3 years at 5% per annum. Let us take up question number 10 over here. Now you know the formula for compound interest is we do not calculate the compound interest directly, but we find the amount, which is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power of N, right? Here N stands for the time segments. So let us apply this. This is principal is 18,000 into 1 plus R by 100. Now what is the rate? Rate is 5%, right? So 1 plus 5 by 100. What does this become? This becomes 105 by 100, or you reduce it to 21 by 20, right? So instead of going in, I just showed you this thing over here, and I'm simply going to write 21 by 20. Now remember, this is 3 because the time here is 3 years, right? So the time here is 3 years. So we are going to multiply it 3 times. 21 by 20, 21 by 20, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, gone. 1, 2 goes in for 9. And then when you do the calculations, the answer that you are going to get is rupees 20837.25. So this will be your answer. This is your amount, remember. But what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to calculate the compound interest. Remember, this is the amount. So amount minus principal is interest, right? So 20837.25 minus 18,000 will give you the interest, and when you subtract it correctly and properly, you will get the value of interest as 2,837 rupees 25 paisa. So this will be your answer, not this one. This is the amount, so don't just remain stuck over here. You have to find out the interest as well. So until and unless you find out the interest, don't move to the next question. Okay, let us move to the next question over here, since we have found out the interest. Okay, so find the amount and the compound interest. Again, from compound interest, this question, find the amount and compound interest. Just again take it as that one. Now here the principal is 1,92,000 rupees. Time is 1.5 years, right? But the interest is compounded half yearly over here, right? So that means N will be 3. Why 3? Because 1.5 years, how many segments of half year? 1 year comprises of 2 half years, and then there is another half year. So you have N equals to 3 over here. Now rate is 5% per annum. Now this is what you need to take care of, per annum. Interest here is compounded half yearly. So this rate becomes 5 by 2. That is how we are going to use it. Now let us put up the formula once again. A is equal to P into 1 plus r by 100 to the power of n. So let us apply everything over here. Principle is 192000 into, now let us calculate this part. What should this part come to be? N we already know is 3. So this is 1 plus r is 5 by, sorry, just a minute, I put up 1 plus 5 by 2 into 100. This remains over here like this. So what you get over here from this is 1 plus 5 by 200, right? So if you're solving this, I'm just making a leeway for this. Moving it to this side. So 1 plus 5 by 200 comes to what? This comes to 205 by 200, or if you reduce it, it comes to 200 plus 5 by 200. So it comes to 43, 215. Sorry, the rate is 15 or 5. Oh, sorry. See, the rate is 15%. In the earlier one, it was 5. Sorry. So here it will be 1 plus 15. So this will be 215. So this comes to 43 by 40, right? So this becomes 43 by 40 into 43 by 40. I don't know, this pen seems to be not working properly. Into 43 by 40. So you cancel out all the 0. Cancel out the 0 and the 0 and the 0. The 3 zeros get cancelled out over here. And 4 into 4 into 4. 4 4s are 16. 16 4s are 64. So if you know it, you would know that 64 3 times is 192. So all that you are left to calculate is 3 into 43 into 43 into 43. And when you calculate it, you will find that it comes to rupees 2, 3, sorry, I'm saying 3 and I'm writing 8. So it comes to 2, 3, 8, 5, 2, 1. That should be your answer for this question. And what were you supposed to find out over here? If you move it, find the amount and the compound interest. So you know the amount. If you know the amount, you can easily find out the compound interest, because you know interest is equal to amount minus principal. I don't know what is wrong with this pen. So you have 2, 3, 8, 5, 2, 1 minus 192,000. And when you do that, you come up with an answer of, I'm sorry, it seems my pen is not working properly. The answer is, when you come out with that, you get the answer as 46,521 rupees. So this would be your final answer for this question. Okay, now let us move on to the next part, to the next question, and let us shift. Let us keep moving. Let us shift to this part. This question. Find the amount and the, sorry, this one we have already done, and the next question, second one, it is 1 by x minus 1 minus 1 by x equals to 1 by x plus 3 minus 1 by x plus 4, right? So we solve this part first, this part left hand side first. We get the LCM as x square minus x. This will be multiplied by x, so x minus, and this will be multiplied by x minus 1. So this becomes x minus 1, right? Now this equals to, over here we will multiply them as well. So what do we get? We get x square plus 7x plus 12 over here, and here it will be x plus 4 minus x plus 3, right? So you open up the brackets and you get x minus x plus 1 by x square minus x equals to x square plus 4, and this becomes minus 3. So this, sorry, x, not x square, this when we open up, this when we are opening up, we getting x plus 4 minus x minus 3 by x square plus 7x plus 12. So x and minus x, they get cancelled. X minus x, they get cancelled. Here we are left with 1, and here also 4 minus 3, we are left with 1. Okay, so now this cross multiplication, it is being multiplied by 1, so that means it remains the same. So this becomes x square minus x equals to x square plus 7x plus 12. Now x square on both sides, it gets cancelled, and we move the x's to one side and the numbers to the other side. So what we have over here is minus x, then we move the 7, we are moving, remember, we are moving the 7 to this side, so it becomes minus 7x equals to 12. So this implies minus 8x equals to 12. So we move this to x equals to 12 by 8, that makes it 3 by 2. Minus both sides, this will have minus sign because there is one minus sign on this side, so the answer will be minus 3 by 2 for this question. Okay, so I think we are done with this part, this set of questions. Let us now move on. Let me zoom it out a bit so that we can quickly reach the part where we had the questions. Let me zoom it even more. Okay, so we will put this up over here and we will start with this question once again. So now the question set that we are taking would be this one. The base of an isosceles triangle is 12 centimeters. Let me expand it. The base of an isosceles triangle is 12 centimeters and its perimeter is 32 centimeters. Find the area of the triangle. Okay, so question number 3 goes like this. This is what an isosceles triangle looks like. Sorry. Sorry, please pardon me if my line is not too straight. This is what an isosceles triangle looks like. Now here they say the base is 12 centimeters, right? So this means this is 12 and the perimeter is 32. We know that in an isosceles triangle these two sides are equal. So 12 plus 2x is equal to 32. So that gives us 2x equals to 20 x equals to 10 centimeters. That means we get it as 10 centimeters and 10 centimeters. Now if you look carefully, this is an equilateral, a right angle triangle. So we can use the Pythagoras theorem over here to calculate this, because the area of a triangle is formula. You can find the area by two formulae. So one formula is half base into height, and the other formula is the Heron's formula, where you find the semi-perimeter first. I get S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. How do you find the semi-perimeter? To find the semi-perimeter is the sum of all three sides, 10, that is the perimeter, divided by 2. So we already know that the perimeter is 32. So the semi-perimeter will be 16, right? So you can use this formula, the Heron's formula, to calculate it. So this will give you the area as under root 16 into 16 minus 12 is what? 4 into 16 minus 10 is what? 6 into 6. So this is what the area is going to look like. So area will be equal to under root 16 into 4 into 6 into 6. Now all of these, this is a perfect square, so this comes to 2. The 6 into 6 comes to 6, and the 16 is a perfect square for 4, right? So the area, you can calculate it this way. This will come up to 48 square centimeters. Now if you are using this formula, this one, then you need to find the height, right? This you will need to find out. So this we can find out by using the Pythagoras theorem. So this is the hypotenuse. Now remember that this base will be divided into 6 and 6 because it is an isosceles triangle. So you have to find out height square is equal to hypotenuse square minus base square. So this gives you, it is equal to 100 minus 36. This will be equal to 64. So h square equals to 54, which implies that h equals to 8. So you can use this formula over here to find out half into base is what? 12. Remember, we are using 12 over here because we are finding the area for the entire triangle. So half into 12 into 8. So you get that, and from this formula also you arrive at 48 square centimeters. So this will be the solution for this question. Sorry. Let us move. Okay. All right. So let us move to this part of the question. Next part. A man is 24 years older than his son. Now do you remember how we did those age problems using the table? So we are talking about the man and we are talking about the son over here. So let us first talk about the present ages. If his son is x years old, the man is 24 plus x because he is 24 years more than his son. Now we are talking about the future. So how many years in future? In 2 years. So that means we need to add 2 to both of them. So in 2 years time, the son will be x plus 2 years old and the father will be x plus 26 years old. Now let us look at the situation and the equation. So one person is x plus 26 and the other person is x plus 2. And it says his age will be twice the age of his son. That means if you double his son's age, then both of them are going to be equal. So what we get over here is x plus 26 is equal to 2x plus 4. We move the x to one side and the numbers to the other side. So 2x minus x, we will take x to this side and the 4 to this side, is equal to 26 minus 4. So this gives us x equals to 22 years. So the son's age is 22 years, and remember you were asked to find the present ages. The son's age is 22 years and the father's age, obviously you add 24 to it and the father's age will be 46 years, right? So this should be a solution. Now let us take this further ahead and let us move on to the next question. A can do a job in, now there was another error over here. This is not supposed to be 24 days, this is supposed to be 25 days. So we will just change it to 25 over here. So let us move. A can do a job in 25 days. So work rate of A, this is question number 2. Work rate of A is equal to 1 by 25. Work rate of B is equal to 1 by 20, right? Now they work together for 5 days and then A falls ill. In how many days will B finish the remaining part of the job? Now remember, whole work is, the entire work is always expressed as 1, right? Now we know that A worked for 5 days. So work done by A will be equal to 5 into 1 by 25, that makes it 1 by 5 work. So this is the work done by A. Now we do not know how many days B worked. Let us say he worked for X days. So work done by B is equal to X into 1 by 20, that makes it X by 20 work. This work was done by B. Together when they do they finish the work, 1 by 5 plus X by 20 should be equal to 1 whole work, complete work. So now we solve it, and what do we get over here? The LCM is 20. We get 4 plus 5x equals to 1, right? Now we take this ahead and we move cross multiply. So 4 plus 5x equals to 4 or what? 5 is 20. So 4 plus 5x. 1 by 5 plus x by 20 is equal to yes. So 4 plus 5x equals to 20. Sorry, just a minute. 4 plus x by 20. Okay, let us do it this way, and instead of moving this around, 4 plus 5x, let us just make this simpler. So let us keep the numbers to one side and the variables to another side. So what does this take us to? X by 20 will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 5. We take 1 by 5 to this side, so it becomes minus. So this gives us x by 20 equals to, when you subtract it, you get 4 by 5, right? So what you have over here is 5x equals to 80. So this gives you, when you cross multiply it, you get 5x equals to 80. So this implies x equals to 16 days. So B worked for 16 days. Now remember that this is the total work of B. It says how many days will B finish the remaining part of the job, right? So over here he has worked 16 days in all, but 5 days he had worked together with A. So B takes how many more days? 16 minus 5, that is 11 more days. You understood why I am subtracting 5 from it? Because out of these, he has worked totally for 16 days, right? Out of these 5 days, he was working with A when A fell ill and left. So 11 more days he was working alone and he was completing his work. So the answer will be 11 days. Alright. Now let us move on to this part, which is related to sets. Okay, so use the Venn diagram to find the following. So this should be the simplest of all. So let me just tell it to you from over here. So union of sets. Union means all these things, the universal set. We are talking about the universal set. So you have 2, 8, 6, everything you will be adding over here. So universal set will be 2, 8, 10, 12, 16, 4, 14. Then in addition, all these things that are lying around as well. So these will also be included. So it will be 6, 20 and 18. All of these would be included in the universal set. Now we are looking at set A. So what are the things which are included in set A? So set A will have these things 2, 8, 10 and 12. These are what are all inside the A circle. This is the A circle, right? So you have 2, 10, 12 and 8 inside the A circle. So when we are talking about this over here, 2, 8, 10 and 12. Now for B set, my pen is giving me some trouble, so let me just point it out over here. So we are talking about B set over here. So B will have 16, 4, 14, 12 and 10. These are all part of the B set, right? Now we are talking about A union B. So when you are talking about A union B, you have 2, 8, 16, 4, 14 and in addition to that you have 10 and 12. Remember, you will write these 10 and 12 only once because they are common to both A and B. Now we are looking at A complement. So when we are looking at A complement, so how do we move to A complement over here? So what does A complement mean? A complement simply means that all the elements that are not present in A. So what all are not present in A is 16 is not 16, 4, 14, 20, 18 and 6. All these are not present in A. So they will all make up to be A complement. Same goes with B complement. Everything which is not present in B is included as B complement. So again we have 20, 18 and 6 and along with that we have 2 and 8. That makes it B complement. Now the last part is A intersection B. So A intersection B is, you have to find out only the common ones, which is 10 and 12. So A intersection B will be 10 and 12. So with that we come to the end of this part. So let me quickly move on to the last part and search where is it. Where is our last question paper? Last questions. Oh, I'm not able to move it. Sorry. I don't know what is happening. So here, something seems to be stuck over here. Okay, doesn't matter. Am I able to operate it? Let me see if I'm able to write something. No, it seems to be stuck. So let me just try to zoom it out. Sorry, it is not working. Yeah. Okay, it seems it heard me and it started to work just fine. Okay, so let us just move on to this part of the question paper. Just get this part back in its place. Sorry for taking up your time, children. I don't know what is wrong with this. Something seems to be not working. Something seems to be stuck over here, this whiteboard. Okay, let me just look at the questions and I will give you the answer. Let me keep trying. Please, please, please don't get stuck up on me like this. I thought something is working. Yeah. Where did this come from? Alright. So let us expand this and go to this last part. Two pipes can fill a cistern in 5 hours and 6 hours respectively. So let us see that there are two pipes in all. So pipe A and pipe B. So the work rate of pipe A is 1 by 5 and the work rate of pipe B is 1 by 6. So I'm sorry, am I unable to? This my pen is, I need to change the pen point, I guess. Okay, so the work rate of pipe A is 1 by 5 and the work rate of pipe B is 1 by 6. That is in 1 hour. So they finish, A pipe finishes 1 by 5 work in 1 hour and B pipe finish this one. Then there is a third pipe which is pipe C, which is emptying the tank in 10 hours. So this is when they are working together. So this means these two are working to fill up the tank and this is working to empty the tank. So this is how your equation should be. So you need to find out as to how long is it going to take to fill up the cistern if all of them are working together. So you have 30 over here. So 5, 6, 30, 6 plus 5 minus 3. Right? So that gives you 8 by 30. 8 by 30 work is being done in 1 hour, right? So work will be completed in 30 by 8 hours, or you can write it as 15 by 4 hours. So the work will be finished in this way. Now, this one is the simplest of the lot, but I found that a lot of you were confused with that. Let me just solve it over here, if I may. Prove that m plus, actually you got confused with the powers and that is why you got it incorrectly. M plus n to the power of minus 1 into m to the power of minus 1 plus n to the power of minus 1 equals to mn to the power of minus 1. Now here the exponents are very important. This means 1 by m plus n. This is what this means. Here it means into 1 by m plus 1 by n. They have individual negative powers is equal to 1 by mn. This entire thing has the negative power. So if you got this one correct, you should have been able to solve this sum absolutely easily, very easily. So what you have over here is 1 by m plus n into, here what will it be? Mn. The LCM will be mn and in the numerator it will be n plus m, right? Equals to 1 by mn. Now you see, when you're multiplying, this denominator and this numerator is the same, right? So you can cancel it out because it is multiplied. So you're left with 1 by mn equals to 1 by mn. Simple. That should have been your solution. Alright. Now let us move on to this last question. Again, it is from the set. Now here, what I found was the errors which you committed were list the elements. You have to list the elements over here, and this is x you have to list, but you did not list the x part. Here x is a natural number and the condition is 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to 10. So you have to keep on applying the numbers over here. So if you apply 1 over here, let us see how does it work out. So 1, if we see 3 into 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is less than 10. So 1 is okay. Then let us see if 2 works for it. So 3 into 2, 6 minus 2 is 4. It is again less than 10. So 2 also works for it. Then let us move on to 3. So 3 is 3 is a 9. 9 minus 2, it is again less than that. So till which number do we come? 3 4s 12. 3 4s 12. 12 minus 2 is equal to 10. So this condition is also correct. So if we move on to 5, so this becomes 3 5s 15 minus 2 is 13. The 13 is not less than 10. So for this, the elements of A will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the answers which you were getting. Write the cardinal number of P, Q, R, S, T. So cardinal number, you remember, for cardinal number all you have to do is you have to write it this way. This means you are writing the cardinal number. This is the proper way to express it. 1, 2, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what you should have written. I saw many of you wrote like this. This is wrong because it means B is a set which has an element which is 5. No. When we are writing the cardinal numbers, this is the way we use to write the cardinal numbers. Write the subset and proper subsets of A. Remember the first, I am not going to repeat that. In proper subset, there is only one number which is going to, one set which is going to be missing, which is this set, right? So proper subset will have one less. You remember the formula for subsets? The formula is n to the power of 2. So here n stands for the number of elements. So here there will be 3 to the power of 2. So total there will be 9 subsets. But when we are talking about proper subsets, so in proper subsets, what you have is n square minus 1 because you reduce that this one subset. So this will be 1. 1 less, that makes it 8 proper subsets. Now here you have to find the cardinal number of how many elements are going to be there in which fulfill this condition. Now P belongs to whole number. So we can use this as 0. So first let us try to find out if 0 works. 2 into 0 minus 3. 2 into 0 minus 3, is it less than 8? Yes. So 0 is included over here. Then let us take up 1. 2 into 1. 2 minus 3, is it less than 8? Yes. Let us take up 2. So 2 2 is 4, 4 minus 3, yes, again it is less than 8. Let us take 3 now. So 2 3s are 6, 6 minus 3 is 3, again it is less than 8. Now let us take up 4. So 2 4s 8, 8 minus 3 is 5, again it will be less than 8. Then we take up 5. So 2 into 5 is 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 is less than 8. So there will be 5 as well. Let us take up 6. 2 into 6 is 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 is not less than 8. So we cannot take 6. So the elements will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These will be the elements of set C. So C will have these. But remember what the question says, find the cardinal number. So again you have to write NC is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is equal to 6, right? So that concludes our solution. I hope that you were able to understand these questions. If not, you can pause it and watch it again and again and again so that your concepts get clear. Thank you so much for watching this video.